Hello everyone, it's Diana at Catherine Diana Studios. Hope you're all having a great day and a great week. It's Monday, so we're on to Tuesday tomorrow. It's Monday night. So um, this is part two, which really should have been part one of my JOANN's purchases. And I bought these about a month ago, so honestly don't know what's going to be left in your local JOANN's, and I haven't gone back to mine either. I do plan on doing that this week. So anyway, let's get into it. I'll show you what I grabbed. My understanding, everything's now about 50% off. I was able to get, I think there's going to be some glare on these quite a bit, but can you see the little moon and the stars and the sun? That'd be cute for Halloween, little cupcakes and stuff. So I grabbed that. And by the way, as we go through, all the fabric that I got will be after all of this. So, and then I grabbed these. They're festive and fun. I use a lot of these. You know, you can take them and fold them and turn them into like little flowers. I learned how to do that from Yenny Storytale. And hold on, I want to turn the fan on in here because it's kind of warm under these lights. And you know, you make them into little flowers. So I thought that would be really cute. And they can be used for parties, it's everything, anything, you know, because they're so colorful and fun and summery and festive. So, anyway, so I grabbed those. And where'd I put the other ones? Oh, I have no idea. I'm just going to just put things on the side. And then I grabbed these cute little yard stakes. I have a garden, and so these were there too. And so I grabbed these. We do what we can to save our little bees around here. So, you know, we don't use pesticides, we don't use herbicides, we have little bee houses for the winter. As a matter of fact, the first bee I saw today, I saw it in my house. So we have one of those, you know, the tubes that the washi tape comes in from Michael's. We have one of those that's empty, and we use that as our spider and bee and wasp catcher and whatever. And so I grabbed, put it up against the window, and it went in, and I put the lid on, take it outside, and said, "Fly off, be free." R, be free, bee. R. Anyway, never mind. So, never mind. So anyway, I got these wonderful fat quarters. I thought I would use these in some garden journals, as well as some of the Irish heritage journals that I make. This for beach journals. This one was also going to be used in the Irish heritage journals. I loved this. This is boho, spring, summer. You can use this little girls, you can use it garden, anything. And the same with this one, garden, something maybe a little more masculine journals, you know, woodland, woodsy, fairy, witchy, whatever, you know, you could use it for all that. So got these fat quarters or fabrics here. Grabbed a couple of these fabric pencils in black. Those always come in handy. And they had these cute little tags, and I'm in the middle of making, let me get the glare out of there. I'm in the middle of making a journal for a friend who loves the beach. Actually, I'm making several. So I'm going to list the other ones. And so I thought those would be cute in there. And then I'm going to keep going with the fabric. So these fat quarters, thought that would be really cute for garden, little girls, whatever, you know. These, that could be, it's kind of an orangey red, so that could go with Christmas. It could also go with Halloween. It could go with, you know, summer, garden, anything, whatever. This I got for the beach theme and garden here again. This one here for the Irish heritage, and I could use it in garden as well. And this one here again in the, oh, they got little goodies here. My workspace is right back there. Anyway, this for the beach theme journals, garden, whatever, ocean, beach, whatever. Grabbed a couple of stamps. Thought those were super cute, and you know, I can never have enough flower stamps. I make a lot of garden stuff, so I'm a big gardener, and I love gardening, and I love garden in the house. I love garden everywhere. So, and then grabbed these lovely, let's see if there's any glare, these ribbons here. I see the glare. It goes away in one spot and picks up on another, but this is really cute little flowers. Can you see they're like little daisies? So those are super cute. And some pink lace. And of course, for the Irish Heritage Journals, because I'm Irish, so I tend to make those for other folks who are Irish. My great-grandmother immigrated to the States through Canada. She went to Canada first and immigrated through Detroit. And then came here in 1910, I think it was. 1909, 1910. Let's look at it. I think it was 1909. She got married in 1910. My grandpa was born in 1911. So there we go. So some pretty lace here. And it's going to stack those there. And now we're down to some wonderful papers. Oh, there's stuff under there too. I forgot. These beautiful, you know, these fancy papers that they've had for a long time. And these usually were like $2 or $2.50 a page. And I've purchased them in the past. And I thought I better get them now. I don't even know who makes these. Oh, it's Park Lane. Okay, premium. Good to know. Because they're stunning. Can you see that? I don't know if you've ever seen these, but they're just gorgeous. And they have a beautiful texture to them as well. Nice and soft and buttery and creamy. Along with, let me turn it that way, with this gorgeous gold iridescence and the beautiful colors on there. Here, let me do this one again so you can see it. How cool is that for like a boho journal or something? And this one here, the same. I do a lot of travel journals. Man, I can't talk today. And they can, you know, the little bits and pieces of these just look incredible in there in the background. So let me find a safe place to stick that. Then I grabbed these for the ocean themed journal. They're little, you know, stripes on one side and sailboats. And then we have, oops, sorry. Well, it's lights, not camera, so that's good. We have the plaid and then these beautiful flowers. So thought these would be so cute. Either in the beach journal that I'm making for my friend, because she has colorful everything. Her house, full of color. Her house reminds me of a lot of artists that have so much color in their home. And she lives in Florida, and she has, you know, a beachy, bright, vibrant, positive. The energy around it is just fabulous, and I just love it. So, anyway, so I can go either way and use some of those in, you know, garden journals, whatever. Then I got these for some of the older folks like myself. I'm not dissing on the old folks. I'm an old bat myself. So anyway, but I thought those were cute. I mean, to date myself, I remember 8-tracks, and I had them in one of my cars. So if that tells you how old I am. So anyway, so grabbed that because I thought that was cute, and then just kind of just fun on the back too. And for either garden or the Irish Heritage, I thought these were lovely. And just some plaid, like graphic squares, nothing exciting. And it looks like the rest of this is really cute. Little polka dots. Lots. I don't think the color's coming out very well on the camera. Maybe if I move that around a little bit. It's very vibrant and very pretty. And then on this side, it's tags. All kinds of really cool and fun tags. So there's the top. I'm going to pull it this way a little bit so you can see the ones in the middle and then the ones on the bottom, because I can't quite get the whole thing. This is a 12 by 12 paper, and I can't get the whole thing into the camera, view of the camera. So there's that. And then the last of the little goodies were some more stamps. This one, beautiful, looks like a magnolia. So I guess maybe that way you could see it better. And some flutterbys. I'm hoping I'm not getting too much glare. Maybe if I do that. See, if I do that, it's too dark. So, I should do these during the day, but I'm busy in the day. I can't, I'm working, so. Little ladybugs, little puffy stickers. These were over like in the, I found them, I think, in like the little couple dollar bins that are over by the stickers and stuff like that. I think that's where I found them. Maybe not, I don't remember. I thought I found them over there. And then I found these puffy little hummingbirds for the garden journals, and some more stamps. So those were really pretty. Florals, butterfly, little bits, leaves, super cute. And then 2 stencils. I really got it for the, I don't know if you can see, probably see it better down there. For some of these signs here. I already have lots of, you know, stamps that I can stamp things with numbers and stuff, but I wanted these little doodads here. So they're pretty good sized. For scale, let's see. What have I got? Well, here's a glue stick. That gives you an idea kind of how big they are. So we could do this too. How about them apples? So about 3/4 of an inch tall-ish. Yeah, so not too bad. And then I grabbed these for leaves because I like to make autumn journals as well. And this is great to do a soft stenciling in the background on journal pages to write on when you don't want stark white pages. You can kind of tone them down a little bit. Because you know how we're using beautiful rich tones like this, and then you put something white right next to it, you know, it's like jarring. So I'll tone things down a bit if I'm not using coffee dyed paper. So all right, here comes the fun part. All the fabric. Now, you had to buy a yard at a time for everything. I don't need a yard of these, so I've already decided what I'm going to do is put together some kits. So I'm going to sell some of this because I'm just never going to use a full yard of a lot of these. And a lot of you might be missing out on this. Didn't have time to go. Maybe your budget. You know, it's a lot of money to buy a full yard. Even when it was on sale, I think it was only like 20% off when I bought it. But it starts adding up. And I use a little bit of my Christmas money to buy these things. So I thought, well, I'll just do that. And then others can have some too. Because, you know, kind of like what I do with the napkins. You know, on my Etsy shop, it's Catherine Diana Art. And I sell paper napkins that I buy for my journals because I don't need 45 paper napkins. So I put together color coordinating kits, and they're beautiful. So go out there and check them out on my Etsy site. I don't have anything on eBay. I haven't for a while. I really need to do that. It's been a while since I've sold on eBay. So I've just had everything on Etsy. But anyway, all right. So this is a, I think it's a polyester faux purple. The purple is just beautiful. It's more of a plum. It's showing up more of a blue purple in the camera, but it's very much a plum color, plummy purple. And it's a, you know, faux velvet. So that's great for Halloween stuff. And I got the blue as well. Thought I might incorporate that with some of the beach journals, but most likely I'm probably going to use it for, I make custom hats too, for costumes. And sometimes stuff like this in the background, little bits and pieces, comes in really handy. Grabbed this, a little dog hair on there. Grabbed this. This is a really thin, what do you call this fabric? It's like a not terry cloth, but it's kind of like that. Super thin, but I thought the butterflies were just beautiful. And so my plan was to cut them out, adhere them to a background, and then cut them again, you know, cut them out loosely, and then adhere them to a background, and then probably fussy cut them again and use them on some maybe journal covers, things like that. I could also turn them into ornaments, and I don't know, I may use them, you know, there's all kinds of things, but they were so pretty. See if we can get a kind of a better, there's butterflies and moths. I don't know if you can see all that, but they're so pretty and so vibrant. So I'm like, okay, I'll take some of that. And same for this one. I just thought this was lovely. I love poppies. They're so beautiful, and against the black, it's just stunning. I'm not positive what I'm going to do with this, but I thought I could do some fussy cutting of these flowers in the same way, and the idea of that, to either adhere these to paper or maybe, oh my gosh, what do you call this stuff? You know, you iron it. I can't even think of it. Witch something. I haven't used it in probably 40 years, but anyway. So something like that. I might do the same. And then I thought this was really cute. Could use this maybe in some garden journals with belly bands or snippets and so things like that, or maybe some boho journals. This also garden. I thought that was just beautiful, and I could incorporate that into the beach theme journals as well. This one here for, oops, let me do that. Probably for some designs when our organization, I'm on the legislative team for a couple of organizations, and we do a lot of outreach for the community, all of the organizations that I work with. Outreaches for the community, for community safety, and so I might do something with this for upcoming public events. Sometimes I incorporate things like this for the kids. We'll do something cute with kids' crafts. Sometimes I'll use it to make something for Pride, if you know, we're working at Pride or something like that. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It was pretty, it was cute, I loved it, and I'm like, I'll just buy it and we'll figure it out. Because you know how it is, you always find some way to use it. This reminded me a lot of the Edith Holden illustrations. I thought this was just so beautiful. So I grabbed it to use in the garden journals. I absolutely love it. Same with this. This is so happy. Isn't that just sweet? I just love it. I like daisies. Just like the line in the movie You've Got Mail when Meg Ryan, her character, says, I love daisies. They're so happy. They are, aren't they? They're just a happy flower. So anyway, got those for the garden journal. Same with this. If I wanted to, I could incorporate some of this into the Irish heritage as well. I could use the little leaves, use the butterflies, so I could throw those in with, excuse me, with those journals as well. So I grabbed this. It was so pretty. This is for Halloween goodies that I make. So it's a really cool metallic-y mesh. Metallic-y. Let me put that here. Can you see there? And it's a beautiful silver. It's not too bright, but it's just bright enough to catch your eye. And I thought this would be beautiful in the background, you know, to really show off either something, you know, who knows what. But, you know, as we layer things, I thought that'd be beautiful. Another garden piece for garden journals, or the fairy garden, or woodland garden, or not fairies, fairy garden and woodland journals. There we go. And I could throw that in the Irish heritage one as well, with all the green. And this was cute because the bees were just cute as a bug. Oh, there we go again. I do so many puns that I don't even notice. Every now and again I'm like, oh yeah, funny, So thought these were super cute. So I have a feeling what I'm going to do is the same thing. I'll attach them to something and then fussy cut it, or just do a circular punch, you know, and just punch them through. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I thought they were just darling. And they would be cute, like as a little belly band in a garden journal, or, you know, part of a tag, anything. It'd be super cute. Of course, this was for the Irish heritage journals. Just so pretty. They go great with the paper that I have. It's incredible. I showed that on a video a long time ago. I forgot who made it, now that I think about it. If I could get to it, I would, but it's over there in a big stack. So we're back to some beautiful daisies again, this time in the purple. So pretty. So they look so cute. And now we're getting into some of the travel theme fabrics. So this here, absolutely stunning for my travel journals. And this as well. I absolutely love this. And I incorporate a lot of these fabrics in with real antique sari fabrics, and they look lovely together. They complement each other very well. So you don't have to use everything fancy pants high-end all the time. And I also incorporate paper items as well. And I just happen to have some, I got about 4, maybe 5 vintage, do I have one around here close by? Vintage fabric stamps from India, where they would stamp the paint on the fabric. I don't think I have one over here. I have a fairly new one, and I think it's over on that table over there. It's new to me. When I say that, I think I bought it at least 2 years ago. So, I want to just peek real quick. I'm going to give a feel around, see if it's in there. Nope, it's not. So anyway, they all look great. So you can mix your paper and your fabric and your stamping, and everything just looks so lovely. So more green to go, more with the woodland pieces, the woodland journal, but also I could do the Irish Heritage or any garden journal. And same with this for the garden. I thought that was beautiful as well. I don't know what kind of blue it's coming out. Let me just kind of peek in the camera. Get back to it. You can't. Let me get back up here. That's a little more accurate. What's a little more accurate is what you're seeing right here is a little more accurate. You're getting some shadows a little bit here. And I don't know why. There's nothing here. I can adjust my light without burning my finger. I thought these were pretty for garden as well. Kind of reminds me of the old nightgowns, like from the 60s and the 50s and the 40s. No, I'm not that old, but, you know, I can remember things from the 60s, but 50s and 40s, no, that's before my time. So, I thought these were just lovely. So when I see them, like in thrift stores where I buy them, I just love them because they remind me of my grandma's. And, you know, grandmas were just love in my family. They were love and comfort and support, and they were just incredible. So, you know, they spoiled you. They didn't tell you no like your parents did. You want a cookie? Yeah, have one. Have two. So, and of course, this is for Halloween. I thought this was darling, since I do a lot of Halloween artsy things. And this one could go for travel. It could go for the beach as well. Kinda, even though it looks like ginkgo leaves. But I did it more for travel journals. Thought that was beautiful. With beautiful blue colors there. And garden, which that could go for garden too. And this one here, garden. And I love these two together. See how they're... I don't know. I just think they're so pretty. I guess because they both remind me of water. You know, because the dragonflies are so often, if they're not on your plants and stuff, they're around water. I have a small pond and a waterfall, and, you know, the dragonflies like to hang out there. So, anyway, so there we go. So pretty. And we're down to the last of it. This, so cute, so vintagey. So I thought they'd be cute in any style of journal. And now we're down to the last. I thought this would be good for the travel journals. This reminds me a little bit of some of the Florentine and the French. Some of the tiles, not necessarily with the gold accents, but sometimes. I mean, definitely with the Italian tiles and stuff. But I thought that that would be really pretty. I'll put it down there a little bit more. But absolutely beautiful. So there it is. So I don't know what your JOANN's has, but, you know, if you've got one nearby, probably still worth going. You never know what you're going to find, because they're still getting stuff in, and that's what I understand, is, you know, they're trying to liquidate all the stuff that was on order, so they've had it. They're getting it out. They're trying to get it out, and I know when I was there a month ago, they had just tons and tons of fabric they still needed to put out, and they hadn't done it yet. So, I need to go back, so I'm going to make a trip, since my local Barnes & Noble has some Daphne's Diary special books that came out. I didn't even know they were going to have any. So, and the guy there, he calls me every every month when Daphne's Diary comes in to let me know it's in. So he said, we've got 3 special editions, Daphne's Diary. I put them aside for you. So I'm going to go tomorrow and check them out. So my JOANN's is like walking distance from there. So I'm going to go there too. So anyway, so there it all is. You know, I've got another haul too from Craft Warehouse from last month. Tomorrow is their 25% off. Again, because it's once a month, and I haven't done a video for that because, like I mentioned, I'm on a legislative team for a couple of different charities, and right now it's our legislative and legal. I'm on legal and legislative teams. There we go. And right now it is the legislative session here, so we're super, super busy. So I've been working like 6 and 7 days a week, so I just haven't had time. So I'm ready to craft, but I'm just too zapped to do it. I'm tired. But the session was supposed to end already. They've extended it a few weeks. Hopefully it'll be over soon. And I can get back to just having some fun and not working quite so hard. So anyway, I hope you all are doing great and that you're having a good week. Stay positive, self-care, get rest. It's okay to eat a little extra chocolate once in a while. You know, it's rough. It's rough out there, and we need to be taking care of ourselves in addition to taking care of others. So, but don't forget ourselves. We and especially as women, we tend to neglect ourselves and cut it out, because if we're not around, an awful lot of people, you know, may not do as well without us. Does that make sense? I don't want it to sound like people are so dependent on us. They're not. But we know in our families, you know, how much we give and serve and help. And so, you know, and especially I think every family I know has someone who needs extra care for whatever reason. And so we need to take care of ourselves so that we can be around longer, take care of everyone else, and enjoy this lovely time here while we're here. So anyway, so be good to yourselves, be good to others, take care, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.